Good afternoon, Dr. Woods, period 6. Today we will be presenting our project on carbon dating with Noah Hernandez.
Louis Lombera,
Ivan Johnson,
George Gutierrez,
Garry Vega,
Joseph Hernandez.
Topic question number 2. Where does carbon come from in carbon dating? Carbon comes from the radiocarbon dating method, which is based on the fact that radiocarbon is constantly being created in the atmosphere by the interaction of cosmic rays.
Carbon dating is a variety of radioactive dating which is applicable only to matter which was once living and presumed to be in equilibrium with the atmosphere, taking in carbon dioxide from the air for photosynthesis.
carbon forms a large number of compounds, more than any other element, because of its willingness to bond to other nonmetallic elements.
The elements can be found in the smaller stars such as the Sun and other external bodies, including comets and meteorites. It is found in free state on Earth as graphite, amorphous carbon, or diamond. Many planets also have carbon in their atmospheres. Carbon is not as abundant as hydrogen, helium, or oxygen, and is not very common in Earth's crust. In its purest form, it is surprisingly non-reactive. It is found in all living things and is the basis for organic chemistry.
A quick recap on carbon dating. Carbon dating is created when cosmic rays bombard the Earth's atmosphere, then produce neutrons. These neutrons then collide with nitrogen atoms in the atmosphere, changing them into radioactive carbon. Later, plants absorb this carbon during photosynthesis. When animals eat the plants, the carbon enters their bodies. The reason this carbon remains stable is in their body when it breaks down the nitrogen and escapes at the same rate as new carbon is added. When an animal dies, the carbon continues to break down into nitrogen and then escapes, while the new carbon is added. To calculate how long ago an animal died, scientists compare the surviving amount of carbon to the original amount.
Fun fact, over the past years, over 10 million carbon compounds have been discovered.
Hold up.
Alright, go. No, read the...
Spheres involved in carbon dating. There are 3 of Earth's spheres when describing where the carbon comes from. There is atmosphere, geosphere, and there is also biosphere.
All living things are made of carbon. Carbon is also a part of an ocean, air, and even rocks.
In the atmosphere, carbon is attached to some oxygen in a gas called carbon dioxide. Carbon dioxide is a greenhouse gas and traps heat in the atmosphere. Without it and other greenhouse gases, the Earth would be a frozen world. But humans have burned fuel that there's about 30% more carbon dioxide in the air today than there was about 150 years ago. In the conclusion to atmosphere, greenhouse gases produce carbon.
The geosphere is the Earth's solid rock or rigid outer layer known as a crust. Without the geosphere, it would not be possible for humans to live on the planet because there would be no solid ground. Included in the Earth's geosphere are the rocks, minerals, molten rock, sand, and mountains.
Plants use carbon dioxide and sunlight to make their own food and grow. The carbon becomes part of the plant. Plants that die and are buried may turn into fossil fuels made of carbon like coal and oil over millions of years. When humans burn fossil fuels, most of the carbon quickly enters the atmosphere as carbon dioxide.
In conclusion to geosphere, plants take in carbon dioxide and produce CO2.
The biosphere is a space on the near-Earth surface that contains and supports living organisms and ecosystems. In conclusion, we breathe in CO2 and breathe.
The names of each of these spheres come from Greek words that describe what they're made of. Geo stands for ground, hydro stands for water, bio for life, and ammo stands for air.
How reliable is carbon dating based on this information? You must include a model of this process. It is not really reliable and you wouldn't receive accurate data based off of these samples. On the source below, it is about 5,730 years. The oldest dates that can be reliable measured by this process date to around 50,000 years ago. Although special preparation methods occasionally permit accurate analysis of older samples. Shown on this graph right here, it tells you the amount of years from 0 to 100,000 and the percent of radioactive carbon, which remains at 14.
Thanks, Garry.
In conclusion, my group and I learned that carbon dating is found in geosphere, atmosphere, and biosphere. Carbon is also the basis of all living things. But in conclusion, carbon dating is not a reliable source.
Thank you, Period 6, for your time and for watching. Yet again, this is Noah Hernandez.
Louis Lombera.
Ivan Johnson.
George Gutierrez.
Garry Vega.
And Joseph Hernandez.
Wait. I would like to congratulate Miss Woods. Oh wait, I forgot.
Doctor!